First time I've ever worked on this, 2002 setup with the Panhard rod, 21mm, or maybe some kind of weird Imperial. That bolt's stuck there. The benefit of a bull bar, I can push that up. Oh, this is off. Oh, vehicle's going side to side. Oh. I don't know how much I want to go on that with a 34mm socket. So this is the inflection point. I can either buy the correct, well, I can either just take it out and buy another drop arm to put on the other box. That shouldn't be too expensive. Or, that's the quick way of doing it. Or I can buy the correct socket and also take it off the bench. I just always thought this would be an easy way to do it while it's braced with the drag link and everything. Maybe if it's a device and I buy an impact driver and the correct socket, I might do it. But actually, if I do that, that's a slow time thing. If I do get another arm, I can get the other one back on quite quickly. I do want to get the MOT done, so I've got about 12 days left. 11 days left? No, 12 or 13 days left to do this. I'm not going to repair this box within 12 or 13 days because it's a can of worms I don't really want to do on a deadline, which is why I've got the other steering box. Steering column. I've been getting this out of the way. Can't get the bloody thing off down the bottom, but so I've given up with that. But get onto the steering column with these E-Torx. These are E10 bolts. Right, not bad, only 10 quid for a Nielsen one on eBay. First time I've had to use E-Torx. Right, how are these going to come out? Can I wiggle it? I need to lever it. There is a bit of a difference. I think it's up to around 2003. The two halves would separate here. That's screwed in, but that looks like a one-way bolt. So I think these ones you've got to shift the UJ up. Right, middle one out. So I've just loosened that a bit by twisting, prying them apart. Got the screwdriver down between the UJ and the end of the steering box shaft. I don't know if it's a good place for a bit of leverage because, well, it's working, but that end of the shaft is, you know, it's a central bit that runs all the way through. Interesting, it's pushing the top one up. So that top one was flush at the end where the spline's coming through there. That's now going up. I was able to get enough leverage. If you rotate this round, then it changes the point at which you can get leverage. It's a little loose. Let's see if I can wiggle it off. So close. There we go. Tested these UJs, there's play in both, very subtle play, you know. You can't really see it, but you can just about feel it. It's slightly worse in the bottom UJ, which is at least replaceable. Now I need to test where it's going to go on this steering box, because this steering box has the older type of input, and I've read online that they're different lengths. This shaft, this lower shaft, and this are not quite compatible. So let's give it a go. Okay, so the splines are potentially the same. Can get the bolt through. I reckon I could get that further on, so that's going to slide all the way through and come through. Ah, that's the difference though. This won't go on because the bolt has to be in exactly the right place. So here's the thing, the bolt can more or less only sit there in between the middle bit. There's quite a lot of splines left there, and that isn't even protruding, which it does on the other one. So here comes the difference. I've just measured the other one. So from this baseline at the edge of the casting, the other box is 11mm to the start of the splines. This is 13mm. It's 28mm to the end of the splines. This one goes to 37, and it's 38mm to the end of the box, and this is about 38mm. So the other one is so this one, this UJ, is designed to be pushed further or closer to the end of the casting here by about 2mm. But it's all to do with where the bolt lines up. There's a bit of play there. To be honest, I found a used one on eBay. I think I'd be happier buying a used one. Used older steering shaft to put on to match to this box. To drain the system, I'm going to take the feed pipe off the pump. But I'm going to get the hose clamp off from the top. And just about get my hand around there. And let's wiggle the pipe. It's hard to get on camera, but let's pull the hose off. Pull the hose off from underneath. It's working well, this little one. I was going to leave it in Armenia, but I thought, no, I'll bring it back, it's got some value. Right, first one is 16mm. I was lucky if I was going around then, and I'd be making a trip to somewhere in the morning to get a 16mm union. Right, the reservoir's out of the way, now I've got to do the other pipe. What's that going to be? $14mm, excellent. And this spanner rack. That is all disconnected. I'll get this pipe out when the thing's out, because you've got to get a bolt right down in there. There's held on with a bracket, so I'll put the new pipe in first before the box is in. That pipe's going to stay in situ. Those bolts there on the tie rod's out. It's over there. It's just the 4 bolts on the chassis. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fresh as the day they left the factory. Here goes nothing, wish me luck. Okay, bolt is free. Nothing left except that. This is going to make a big mess. Situation I wanted. It's not coming past that pipe, which is annoying because, oh well, I'm going to have to take it off. Let's just get in this hole. Is that the shape of things to come? I'm going to put the other one on. So I've just got to do that one. That one there. If I can pivot this out of the way maybe. It's kind of rounding, so I think I'm going to have to take the power steering pump off. Bit of a faff, but it's not connected to that end, and that will just get it completely out of the way. Because it's not just about sliding this tower down past the pipe, it's got all the stuff that's lapped up over the chassis rail that's got to come this way and down. Here we go with the pump. Right, steering box is out of the way, there's the pipe wrapped up. Should be enough space. It's a bit of a catch-22. The steering box is down in there. You can't get that out while the steering box is there. You can't get the steering box out while that was there. Well, technically that pipe, but the pipe is a bugger. I might, after that's out, I'll take it off and get the pipe off the box and put the box back in. Or the pump back in, sorry. Round 2. Screwdriver out. It's completely free. Okay, that's better. These are both out now. There's a bit of play that way. What a mess. Let's try and separate this pipe a bit. 24mm and a 16mm. Rounding. Yeah, that is mega rounded. I'm going to leave a union on that. So I don't need to replace this, I just need to put the bracket back on, which I just should have taken off first, and then put this in loosely before I get the new steering box in. OEM, so that's what, 6th of October 2006. Dana? Huh, there you go. So the threads on this new box are a little bit buggered. Now I've got all my parts. That goes to there. So I'm going to see if doing it up will cut the threads or clean the threads out a bit. I've got my drop arm, I can reassemble this all. I need to put the drop arm on, I think. This bit of thread is chipping off, which is sort of gumming up in the nut. And I think I should probably rip that off so that it doesn't do that. That's the spike. I think if I pull that off, it's not going to cause any problems, because that's the damaged bit of thread. Okay, let's give it a go. The nut is probably wound on a third of the way. It is going down with a breaker bar. I might as well just put the washer on and just wrench it up. For lock washers, we've either got 48mm or a 60mm. I don't know which is which actually. There's not much information about which is the correct one. That's the smaller one. That's the larger one. The smaller one doesn't go over the flat on the back there. There's a 60mm. Nice bit of meat there to fold over. So STC 874 is the correct one. Probably 2/3 of the nut on. I have double and triple checked that the drop arm is on the right way as well. Oh, it's got smoother now. The chunk's been pushed out. Torque wrench. Oh, can't actually hold that to rotate that anymore. I need to brace that. The other option is I just have this all the way there and use the internals. There we go. So I just had to push up a little bit more. Okay, now I have to tab it over. Checking out the ball joint, there is grease in there. Nice amount of grease. I'm surprised this is the This is the cheapy one, which is about 35 quid. There's an OEM one which is £70, something like that. I'm actually surprised by the quality. Like, the paintwork is nice, it'll probably rust off within 2 years. The ball joint boot is like a, you know, proper rubbery one. And the spines fit. Everything's now lovely and clean. Got that pipe in, and the reservoir. Power steering pump is just loosely hanging in there. It's funny how it doesn't well, it doesn't fit very well on left-hand drive. I think steering box next. Time. Screw it over. Okay. Okay, good. That's one bolt. All done. Get the earring off this pipe. High pressure pipe. High pressure pipe. That's good to change that one. It's completely moulded to the shape. Nice new one. I'm going to replace this short pipe with a genuine one because I just like the rubber that you get on the genuine pipes. This is the problem. I mean, it just sort of, all the rubbery bits deform and don't last. So that pipe there, £100. There was an OEM version for about 65, but you look at the photos and it looks identical, but then you never quite know what's going to turn up, so I didn't risk it. So I just went for a genuine pipe because I haven't been disappointed in the past. First fill. Now to do these. Should that piston be moving in that? Steering column is on. There it goes, it does fit, the old one does fit. I didn't bother trying to fit in the original. Let's see how that works. It's all bled. these links are all back up. Steering knob, I need to do the bushes. The bracket there, tie bars are loose. I need to do a bit of a joggle around with it, maybe on the road. There's the steering all back together. Put the steering damper on with new bushes in there. I would line the drag link so that the ball joints are in the same plane. I'm not going to say it, but the fluid looks alright. The steering column's okay. Now I've got to get on with the other items on the list.